Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria if you are new, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest Morphe collection launch, which is the Sweet Oasis, which is a collaboration with iluvsarahii. I have been following Karen for some time now and she is just so beautiful, and I'm so excited about this palette because it is also so beautiful. I absolutely love the packaging of everything and the theme that they decided to go with. I know it's very summery, but I actually really like the idea of a tropical vacation getaway in the winter. It is something that I could personally use right now. I am very much missing San Diego and I could definitely use a Sweet Oasis getaway myself. So the first part of the collection is of course the palette. It is a 35 pan palette. On the back it says get away from it all with these pink and turquoise tones that are paired with sun-kissed neutrals. Palette retails for $25. Next we have the mini lip gloss trio, and on the back of this one it says go golden hour glam with these warm sunset hues. And the lip glosses retail for $16. And lastly we have the 6-piece eye brush set. This one comes with a small chisel fluff brush, large chisel fluff brush, tapered mini blender brush, pro firm blending fluff brush, eyeliner brush, and a detail smudger brush. And this set retails for $20. Everything comes out to $61, but I believe if you get it as a whole on the website it is $50. I got it at a Morphe store and I went when they were having their 30% off sale, so I got everything for about $42.70. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the swatches for the palette and the lip glosses, and then we'll get into the look and I will give my thoughts on everything afterwards. Okay, as much as I want to play with some of the neutrals, I think I'm mostly going to stick to the pinks and turquoises in here, just because it's that's the whole real theme of the palette, I think. I'm gonna start off by priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And of course I'm going to be using the brushes. So I'm going to start with the tapered mini blender brush. And I'm going to start off with the shade Picture Perfect, which is this magenta matte here. I'm going to start by taking this on the outer portion of the crease. I think I'm going to do two different colors in the crease, both a pink shade and a turquoise. So I'm just taking this towards the center. I'm not going any further in. It's a tiny bit of fallout, nothing crazy. Just lightly starting to blend that out. I'm going to take the Pro Firm Blending Fluff Brush. I'm using this matte pink right above that last one that I used, which is the shade Private Villa. I'm going to use that to blend out that Picture Perfect shade. Now for the inner portion of that crease, I'm going to take the shade Sail Away. And I'm taking that on that mini tapered blender brush. I'm applying it right here, and I'm kind of starting to blend that in to those pinks. I'm just adding in a little bit more of that Picture Perfect. And I'm just taking this Morphe M505 and a little bit of that Private Villa just to create a little bit more of an even blend on top here. Now I do want to create a bit of a cut crease, so I'm going to take my concealer. I'm using the NARS Radiant Cream Concealer in Ginger. I'm not going to take it all the way out. I'm just stopping right about here because I am going to darken up that outer corner. And I'm actually going to use the eyeliner brush that comes in the set. And I'm going to take a little bit more of that Picture Perfect and that Sail Away shade just to kind of deepen it up where that concealer meets. And I do like to apply a little bit of primer on top of the concealers that I use when I do cut creases. I feel like it just helps the eyeshadow a little bit more than the concealer alone. And now we're going to use some of the shimmers. For the inner portion, I'm going to do a pink, and I think towards the outside, I'm going to go more of the turquoise colors. So I'm going to start off with Wanderlust on the inner portion, and I'm using the small chisel fluff brush from the set. And that just applied very beautifully. So I'm going to move on to some of the turquoise shimmers, and I'm going to take Coastline Cruise, blending in with that Wanderlust in the center of my lid. I'm also going to go back in with a little bit of Wanderlust just to really blend those two together. And this Coastline Cruise color is really pretty. It's like a very seafoam green. And then for this outer portion, I think I'm going to use a dark matte teal turquoise color, and I think I'm going to use a mix of Infinity Pool and Hidden Cove, which are these two here. So I'm going to start off with Infinity Pool just because it's the lighter one. Making sure to blend in to that Coastline Cruise. And then using that mini blender brush, I'm going to take Hidden Cove directly on that outer corner. fallout with this here. And using the Detail Smudger brush, I'm going to take one of the lighter pink shimmers for the inner corner, and I think brow bone as well. For that, I'm going to use Just Us 2. This one is like a very frosty pink. I think I want a little bit more of a blue tone, so on that center I'm going to take the shade Reef Dive, which is this blue shimmer. It is more of a blue rather than like a teal or a turquoise shimmer. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my finger and just tap that directly on the center of my lid, just to get a little bit more of a blue. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other side and my foundation, and I'll be back to finish up the lower lash line, and then we'll try out the lip glosses. So for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to stick with the teal shades. So I'm going to bring down that Hidden Cove that I used on the outer corner, and I'm using the Detail Smudger brush. And there is a little bit of fallout with this shade, so I'm just tapping off excess before I go in. And just kind of underneath that, I'm going to take Sail Away, which is that one that I used on the inner portion of the crease. Now with that eyeliner brush, I'm just taking that Hidden Cove a little bit closer to the lash line. I forgot to mention, when I did my concealer and foundation, I did clean up a little bit on the edges just for a little bit more of a sharp look. Now I think I do want to incorporate a winged liner, so I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to apply some lashes, and then we'll move on to the lip glosses. And for lashes, I'm going to be using the Chocolate Donut eyelashes from Glamlight. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 3 lip glosses, and I'm going to start off with Shimmy. I did kind of try to remove the foundation that was on my lips from when I had applied my foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to Groupie. Okay, and lastly we have Tipsy. So to end the look, I think I'm going to use the second lip gloss, which was Groupie, but I'm going to add a lip liner underneath instead of just having the lip gloss on its own. So I'm going to use this one from ColourPop. It is BFF2. I'm also going to add a little bit of shimmy, mostly just focusing it on the center. And this is the finished look using the Sweet Oasis collection from Morphe and iluvsarahii. I really enjoyed everything in this collection. The packaging of the palette is absolutely stunning, so is the color story. Of course, with any themed palettes or collections, there is some limitations to them, but for a themed palette, I think it really does have a lot of variety, and I think it has a lot of potential for a lot of different looks, which I'm really excited about. I definitely want to do a more looks video with this palette, just to kind of explore all the different combinations and types of looks that I can do with it. Aside from just a little bit of fallout that is just natural with eyeshadows, I didn't have a problem with any of the eyeshadows that I use. used. 35 shades and the quality, I think it is absolutely worth the price. $25 is, in my opinion, not a lot to spend on a palette, especially this size. I thought the mattes that I used had a lot of pigment and they blended really well. The shimmers were not super crazy vibrant, but they did have good pigment to them, and there wasn't really fallout with the shimmers, which is a big plus for me. I really enjoyed the brushes that come in this collection. I think this was a good combination to have in a set like this. So I wish there was one that was maybe just a little bit more fluffy, if that makes sense. I would say these are really good for precision blending, not for diffused blending, if that makes sense. And having these two smaller ones, the eyeliner and the smudge, I really appreciate having brushes like this in a set like this. And $20 for 6 brushes is not bad, in my opinion. I love the lip glosses. I love that they decided to go with a neutral palette for the lips. I think it definitely goes with the neutrals in the palette, of course, and also the color, just to kind of balance it out. And I also love that the idea behind this was kind of like golden hour. I can definitely see myself using all 3 of these, which I really like. I don't like not using things that I buy. I probably wouldn't use the lightest one alone. I probably would combine it with one of the other 2 glosses like I did with this look, but I still will use it. As for the formula, it does say on the back that it is high shine and never sticky, and it definitely is not sticky, which I love. It is very comfortable on the lips and very buttery. And for $16 for 3 mini lip glosses, it's not bad either, in my opinion. They always have different sales going on, and if you get everything together, you do get a good amount off. Instead of $61, it's $50, which is pretty awesome. It is automatically applied at checkout, which means you can use a coupon code on top of that to get even more off and get the collection for even less. For me personally, I think it is a great value. So overall, thinking about the aesthetics of the palette, the quality of the formulas, and the price, I would probably give this collection a 8.5 or a 9 out of 10, especially because you're just getting so much for the price. I think the only reasons I wouldn't give it a perfect 10 is because the formulas didn't absolutely blow me away. They were still really good, and I'm not sure about the value of everything at full price. I think having those discounts definitely helps bring up the value a little bit, if that makes sense. And also the packaging is just absolutely stunning, and this just catches your eye. I feel like if I'm looking through my palettes and deciding on a look, I'm definitely going to be looking at this one just because of how much it stands out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the collection, if you guys are planning on picking it up, or what your thoughts are if you have already picked it up. Definitely let me know. And that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that you are loved, you are seen, and you are beautiful. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.